Okay, morning everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. And so what are we going to talk about today? Well, this is what I thought. I thought I'd make an interesting little title saying, hey, what is something that every mechanic needs or he has to have? And so just for the fun of it, I thought, yeah, okay, I went to this estate sale. I got some stuff that I wanted to have. A lot of old-time antique kind of tools. Some of them, I don't even know what they are. We can explore those together, as we go through videos going into the future. I'll just do short videos and say, look, here's another one, and, what is it? But for this quick kind of a video, we're going to talk about these oil spouts. So everybody uses these. I mean, when you're filling oil or transmission fluid or whatever you're doing on your vehicle, plastic, cheaply made. This one's made in USA by a company called Blitz. And so I thought, hey, I wonder what they used a long time ago. Well, in an industrial automotive place, that had closed down, I came across this. Okay, so what did I do? So I wanted to not take away from the actual aging or the antique looking part of what this was, which was an oil filling spout. So I sat and thought, how am I going to go about doing this? And I thought, I'm going to see what works on this and what doesn't. So at first what I used is I tried some acetone on part of it just to lift off the thick grime. And it worked, but it didn't work that great. So I went ahead and I put acetone all over it and I let it just sit there. And then I decided I'm going to try something different. So I used one of those little cheap Harbor Freight nylon brushes. And I'll give you a link to some brushes if you don't have anything like that and you want to. But they're like non-scarring. And I didn't want to use steel wool. I didn't want to use anything like that because what this looked like is to be copper or some kind of a copper alloy. And it's soft actually, so I didn't want to scratch it all up. Anyway, so I used lacquer thinner and I used one of those nylon brushes and I scrubbed it, and then I had a green 3M pad, which is the more coarse, and I would just dip it into that lacquer thinner and I would scrub away. And it probably took me 30-40 minutes of scrubbing and I got almost everything off of there and I got it looking real clean again. And so this is it right here. Say, well, how did they use this? Well, it was like this. And so you want to go put it in a vehicle. The spout just came down. This is all the farther it'll go down. Stuck it into the fill, poured the oil up here. Okay, and that's the way that they used to do it. This is before they had pneumatic kind of oil fillers, and nowadays that's what they have. And guns and stuff like that, and they have all this new and mass-produced stuff. This is a long time back. Let me see if there's a date on it. It says 1 quart liquid filled to the lower inside edge of the non-spill top. So that's up in here. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what they're talking about. Okay, it's made by a company called Swing Spout. Alright, I had to go get a pair of reading glasses. They're the ones that I use for looking at detail work on wood turning and stuff. But let's take a look, because it's kind of faded. Swing Spout, trademark. Patented 1918. Manufactured 1918 forward. Swing Spout Measuring Company. And they were in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. So this is what the bottom of it looks like. Okay, I haven't cleaned that up yet. I'm going to have to let this soak in here, and I'll use one of the bigger, parts brushes, and I'll clean it out the best that I can. The outside now I've pretty much got done on here. Now there's an area on here, right up in here, where it's real black. And I've scrubbed, and I got it a little bit lighter, but there's something that burned this or something, and it's just not wanting to come off. So, I might try something a little bit more coarser than that 3M pad, but otherwise I'm not going to do that to it because I want it to keep it all original without scratching it up. And I've got some little buffing wheels. I did try those. It doesn't really improve it at all, but This is kind of cool. Saved it from the scrapyard or from being thrown out as junk. You know, I'll set it around somewhere in the shop just as like a, you know, like a memory of how things once were. I mean, when they had these automotive shops, they didn't have all the fancy equipment. Like I said, it's a quick tip video. Yeah, what's your quick tip? You should look around for these antique tools and stuff, and when you come across these at a bargain or next to nothing, spend a little bit of time cleaning them up. They're kind of like something to talk about once in a while when somebody goes, hey, what is that? Because a friend of mine came over and he saw me cleaning this. You know, he stopped by for a few minutes to borrow something from me, and he goes, that's got to be something to do with oil filling. He goes, why would you want that? What good is it? Blah, blah, blah. And I go, well, I just kind of like antique tools, you know, and if I come across something I think's interesting, I pick it up, I clean it up. It's kind of like a keepsake for now. For me, it's just something that was used long ago. You know, it's got a few dents and stuff in it. I'm sure it saw one hell of a lot of work in that, you know, that automotive shop. But anyway, that's just my take. I don't like to see things like this discarded, so I don't know. It's pretty cool. It cleaned up well. Somebody made a comment. One of the comments was, why don't you put, you know, you could put a clear finish over these after you've got them all polished and cleaned up. Well, I'm not so sure I'm going to completely polish this. I've gotten all the grime off of it down to the metal that it was, but I don't want to coat it with anything. I think that that takes away from the authenticity of it and so forth. So I'm going to leave it like it is. I don't know. Let's go over to questions and answers. Is it made out of all copper? No, I don't believe it is. I believe it's got copper in it. It's got to be some kind of a copper alloy of some kind, and the reason why I say that is, like, if I look at this handle and I look at, you know, down here where it's crimped and bent, this isn't copper. So some of it could be, not all of it though. I guess it's the way that this company Swing Spout manufactured them. Yeah, there's not too many questions, but somebody made kind of a funny comment. It said, why don't you clean it up, make a nice wooden stand for it with the spout pointing, you know, down like this. Put it over by a bar or something. You could always fill it with alcohol and, you know, put a little valve on it. Yeah, you know, look, that's kind of comical. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving it alone the way that it is. Okay, I'm the home handyman. Not a lot of questions this time. This is just a tool find, or whatever you want to call it, antique little restoration. I didn't show you all the steps. There's nothing, why watch me scrub with a brush or a 3M pad. So this is it. Keep your eyes out for this stuff. I like restoring them, like old vices and all that. I'm the home handyman. I hope you click subscribe. I hope you keep following me. And like I said, this is just a quick video on having some fun. You folks have a good day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.